All right, guys, welcome back. We're against Hang Yuan today. Hang Yuan are in second place. They're one of the few teams, there's only, 8 teams in the league, but they're one of the few teams that has a realistic chance of catching up to us. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we will be able to teach them a lesson here on the road. Yeah, only 8 teams in the league, and they are in second place, 3 points behind us. They don't have the sort of quality that we have. I know that already, so I'm not too worried about us, goofing up and completely blowing this match, but you never know what happens. In Football Manager, anything can happen, and Zhou Hongyi is the player they're playing in the back, who's a little bit of a unexpected start today. And unfortunately, that was a really bad pass from Ling Guanda, and that means that we have given up possession, and we have to go fight back to get it back off of them. Small stadium here, Hang Yuan, and that means that this looks just like everything looked in American Samoa. It looks like we're back home. Silla now with the ball, moves it up, right side, looking for the cross, back to Menegong. Menegong, this is what I was talking about yesterday. Menegong back to Bamba. You can see that we do play a little bit wide. Ling Guanda, beautiful pass to Yang Yiming. Unfortunately, his shot just didn't quite work out, but that was really, really good. And now let's see if we can get the ball back. Menegong wins this one, but only knocks it straight back to the defender. Menegong missed the last match because he was suspended for having too many yellow cards, which is why we didn't see him then. And it's Su Zhengyi who ends up knocking that ball over the goal, and it's out for a goal kick. Tai Yuting now with it over to Menegong, down to Silla. Silla over to Ling Guanda, over to Ndaye. Ndaye finds Wen Shihao. See if he can score this one. And no, that ends up being a goal kick as it hits the defender, then hits Wen Shihao again, who promptly knocks it out of bounds. Menegong now with a free kick over to Bamba, and Bamba's always going to score that. I have no idea what it is their keeper was trying to do. Bamba is going to become one of the leading scorers on this squad if he keeps this up, and he's a he's a center back. But, you look at this, what is the keeper doing? I don't know, but he's nowhere near the ball, and Bamba's always going to win that one if he's only got one guy against him, and it's 1-0, just like that for Mars FC. So I would definitely say that that's a pretty positive start. I have seen worse. Xu Chengjie over to Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting back to Xu Chengjie over to Ling Guanda. Over to Ndaye now, who is not quite fast enough. Wen Shihao just about wins this one. And, oh, man, Wen Shihao, if he were a little bit faster, would have gotten onto that one that hopped over the goalkeeper's head. But unfortunately, he's not quite that skilled. Menegong now over to Cai Yuting. Ling Guanda, and it's over to Ndaye, who finds Wen Shihao again, and that is almost a goal. He's offside. He's offside by about an inch or two, and I could kind of see that as that was being moved forward. It looked like an offside position. Silla now down to Menegong. And that's a cross, and Lai Po-lun, the goaltender for Hang Yuan, has been all over the place. He's been flailing and flapping around and doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. Menegong now with that corner, and I'm not sure who he was looking for a post. I'm not sure what happened to Bamba, but, a normal manager, somebody who's actually paying attention, would probably edit the corner routine and know who the players are. But that's not me. I just sort of go along with whatever works. Wen Shihao knocks this one forward, looking for Ndaye, can't find him. And we have given up the ball once again, but fortunately we are able to win it in the back. Zhou Hongyi now over to Xu Chengjie, over to Ndaye. Ndaye over to Zhou Hongyi again. And let's see what we can do. There is that ball forward over to Wen Shihao, who had the keeper out of position. And then I think he should be called for offside here, but he's not. And Ling Guanda, you can see him coming in there late, just misses getting his head onto that one. That's that power of that Segundo Volante role, which is that he can get into that position attacking late, and that will really cause some problems for the defense. Now, as you can see, we have dominated the match momentum. Wu Yan-shu knocks this one forward, and Ndaye is able to head it out, but only as far back as Su Chengyi, who launches up a shot from the middle of nowhere. Li Chaba is forced into making a good save, and that's going to be another corner. So we, as usual, are having kind of a hard time really clearing this ball out of the box. Ndaye can't quite get onto that one. Bamba knocks it back, but just not far enough. Bamba is much better as an offensive player than a defensive player, and now Li Chaba ends up grabbing up the nonsense and will hold on to it until halftime. So 1-0 here for Mars FC. It's a match that we really should be dominating, and I think that we are dominating it statistically, but we're not getting those goals scored. And as has been the case recently, Wen Shihao is not exactly having the best match in the world. And we'll see what we can do there up front. I think that we may end up having to get rid of this striker before long. I do want to play a full season with him, but after that, I don't know. And it's Amando Ndaye who gets his 5th goal of the season with that header, and he was wide open, and I'm not quite sure how they left him so open. So you don't have to score through your striker. That's kind of the nice thing about this tactic, right? Menegong with the centering pass. Cai Yuting, who knows what he's doing up there, but you see Wen Hao ends up getting 2 of those guys to cover him instead of the man who's standing waiting for the pass, and that has helped us score. Wen Hao, again, 6.5 rating so far, but probably has been doing a little bit better than that. Zhou Hongyi over to Ndaye, down to Yang Yiming. Yang Yiming walks this one up forward, passes back to Zhou Hongyi. And he's going to stand there with it, and over to Xu Xiangjie, over to Yang Yiming again, back to Zhou Hongyi, to Yang Yiming. That's what we like to see. Xu Xiangjie over to Cai Yuting. Cai Yuting, one of the leaders of the squad, over to Zhou Hongyi. Ndaye over to Wen Hao, and that's a shot from the middle of nowhere. Well, at least he's taken a shot, so that's better than nothing. And it kind of helps him. He's at a 6.4 right now, so it could always be worse. We are going to stay with him, though. We're going to show that we have at least some sort of loyalty. As I said, we will stay with Wen Hao till the end of the season. And then we probably will make a change. We'll see if there's some young player that we can buy or somebody who will be more like the future for us. He's not really the future, but we want to squeeze every last drop of goal out of him that we can. Su Changyi, and that was a very good crossing position. I was about to say they're in a position to do something really interesting. And it was Men something or other who took that shot. Su Changyi with the centering pass to Men De Su. And fortunately for us, Li Chaba is there and anticipating it because our center backs were nowhere to be found. Zheng Hao now knocks this one forward, and it's Cai Yuting who heads it back to Li Chaba. And we reset slightly. It's Cai Yuting with the ball again, and he passes this one down to Zhou Hongyi. Zhou Hongyi will play with it over to Yang Yiming. Yang Yiming back to Zhou Hongyi. Zhou Hongyi now lumps this one forward, looking for Wang Chihao, who unfortunately cannot get onto it, and we have given up possession once again. And now we do need to get our guys back, watching them go backwards, and we're actually pretty good at going back and trying to prevent those goals. Now, we don't have the best defensive record in the game, and you can see that we are starting to lose momentum. But overall, I would say that we are doing much better defensively this season than we were last. That's going to be out for a throw. I think that the real thing that we need to improve on are our substitutes and our second-line players, because a lot of the players that we have to bring in are kind of aging and falling apart, and we could use some good youth who have actual good potential. Not easy to find in Taiwan, but they do exist. And here is Yang Yiming, who's in a great position, back to Xu Xiangjie. Down to Zhou Hongyi. Zhou Hongyi over to Ndaye, and this is going to be, it would have been a goal if Ndaye had done something with it, and he finds Lin Guanda, who scores his first goal for us. I think that's his first goal for us this season, I would say. And Lin Guanda is showing you exactly what that Segundo Volante role is like. You see, he comes in late, slows things down, and because he slowed it down, came in late, nobody picks him up, and it's 3-0. So that's exactly what you want. The 2 guys in front kind of serve as a distraction for the attacking player in the back. I told you that Lin Guanda was great, and we've seen a lot of him so far in this project. Yang Yiming now up to, I'm not sure who that was to. That was up to a defender, I think. So that one was sort of a waste. This is lumped forward over for Su Changyi, and that is knocked back for a corner. So it is once again corner time, and it'll be Wu Yanshu who's taking this one. We have about 5 minutes left of normal time, and then who knows how much penalty time as Li Chaba grabs the ball. 3-0 so far from Mars FC. I like what I've seen so far. But Wen Hao, as I've said, and he's the real story here, has not exactly been having the best of times. Menegong now, and we're just up to the end, and it ends up bouncing off of a defender or two, and that is the end of the match. So Mars FC win this one 3-0, and again, not exactly the most dominating performance in the world in terms of XG, but we did get almost 70% of the possession. This is against the number 2 team in the league. How about that? 3-0 dominating a convincing victory. I will see you with more tomorrow. Bye-bye.